Yo, what is up, guys? So today I'm bringing you guys a very highly requested video of the best setups at max level for every single school. I do not have the setup for Storm, but I will be telling you what it is and a couple of options that you have to run, because it's really your preference on some of the pieces. But on the other pieces, it's very similar to every single school setup. You're going to see that. So I'm just going to jump right into it. First, I'm going to go with the Life School, of course. So Life School, you're going to be running Aeon Hat with a shield pen. You're going to run Aeon Cape. Lively Boots of the Void, if you have them. If you do not, you can run Inspired Aeon Boots. I do not, personally, I had the Void Boots. They are way better. If you do not want to sacrifice that healing, you technically can run Eternal Boots, but you're going to be losing a lot of stats by doing this in this current meta. So I recommend Lively Boots of the Void or Aeon Boots. If you really want to go for it, run Eternal. Aeon Sword, this is just because the Noldy Blade got changed. As you can see, you lose 4 damage for 1 Pierce, which is not worth it. You lose, 30 P serve, and the 4 accuracy you don't need. So, Inspired Aeon Sword is the best wand. For life, Void's Lively Theme, as you can see, I am socketing a 13% Arc Mastery just to up my Arc Mastery a little bit. And I have a Sanctuary Bubble Socket as well. And of course, the theme speaks for itself if you look at the stats. Insane. I'm running the Eternal Life Amulet just for the res. The P serve is super good. The HP is super good. I'm running the Stone of the Other Side with a 6% Pierce Jewel. Now, this is where you have another option. You can run an Outgoing Jewel on this. This will make your stats even more insane. Personally, I'm going to go with the Pierce, but if you find yourself wanting a little bit more healing, you can run that. You can also run a Arcmaster Jewel on this, on the ring. It is super good. For the pet, you have a lot of options. Really, the only stats you need here are Proof, Defy, and Dealer. You can kind of throw whatever on there you want. You can triple ward, you can double ward, use Medic, you can use no wards if you really want to, but in this meta, I am going to be using wards. So this is kind of the option you have. I suggest you switch it up, run whatever you want. Every school can run pretty much triple wards if they'd like. Pierce Mount is Pierce Mount, of course, and then Void's Lively Deck. As you can see, I have the Sanctuary Bubble Sucker on this as well. I see a lot of people running the 150 Noldy deck for the 6-round devotion or the 6-round item card. You can run this on every school as well because pretty much every school gets free 2 triangle sockets now. So you have a lot of options here. You can also run the Eternal deck for the square socket and do like a flat res socket on there. Or of course, again, you can run this. You can socket an Arc Mastery to make up for the Arc Mastery you lose. Or you can socket HP, so you get the 6-round. You have a lot of really good options here. So that is the best setup for life. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the next schools. I'm just going to get them over with quick. So for death, you again have a lot of options. So pretty much how it's going to go for every school is if you run if you run Aeon Hat and Void Boots, you're going to get 2 shield pins. But alternatively, you can also run full Aeon, as you will see, and you only get 1 shield pen. So for death, the same is true. Aeon Helm with a shield pen, Aeon Cape, Deadly Boots of the Void, you get the shield pen. As you can see, compared to the Aeon Boots, you gain 3 resist, you lose 8 damage and 1 pierce, but it doesn't really matter in the end because your stats are already so high. So I am running that for the 3 resist and the shield pen. Aeon Sword, Aeon Thane with a Doom Bubble Socket. I'm using Myth Mastery. If you do not want to use a Mastery, you can just use Eternal Amulet. The same is true for all schools. Aeon Ring, of course. And then the pet. So here's how death works. Of course, you can double ward. If you want 2 free triangle sockets, which I'm using for Doom sockets, you do have to run Sniper, or you can run Sharp Shot if you want to have better accuracy for another school. But if you do not care to run 2 sockets on the triangles, you can run triple ward on death and then just run a accuracy jewel. And then Pierce Mount, of course, is true of all schools. And then I'm running the 160 Void deck. You can also run the 150 Void deck if you still have it. It does give Arc Mastery now, and you get that fuel. You can also run the the Nullity cards for the 6-round Aura. You can also run the Eternal deck for the square socket. You can run Darkmoor or something like that if you prefer that. So that is the best setup for death. Next, I'm going to get into the School of Balance. Again, you're gonna see a lot of the same gear here. So I'm running the Aeon Hat, Aeon Robe, Balance Boots of the Void for the Shield Pen. So that is what I'm running for there. Aeon Sword, of course, is pretty standard. Aeon Thame, as you can see, I do have a free triangle socket here. I'm running Death Mastery just to be able to counter healing a better, Putrefaction, stuff like that. Aeon Sword, of course. I am, Same 3 talents you always need, and then I am triple warded, and I'm also double pinned, as you can see, so you'll see the resist in the end. Pierce mount, of course, and then you will be able to use a free triangle socket. You can use the 150 void deck if you still have it, so you can get that. You can get the weaknessing mantle, which is probably really good in this meta as well, as it always is, because the spell is unfair. And you will also get free 2 triangle sockets. As you can see, you can run a 7% accuracy. If you do have a 2% accuracy buff here, you can take off Pierce Mount and run the Crystal Unicorn, and then you can feel free to use, you know, all of your triangle sockets, or you can socket universal accuracy, which is what I'm probably going to do. You have 166 damage, 74 res to ice and fire. This is just the 2 schools I pinned to. You do not have to pin to these specific ones. I am storm warded, death warded, and balance warded, so I can see the resist is incredible. You know, 500 crit, 600 block, 47 pierce if you have the pierce mount on, which you will. You have 87% P-serve, perfect pips, decent shads comparatively to the schools that are just going to be running full Aeon, and then pretty standard arc mastery. So that is the best setup for balance. For balance, again, you can run the Aeon boots if you do not care about that extra shield pin. So for Myth, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Myth is super easy. I'm running, you know, Aeon, which will have a shield pin, Aeon again, Aeon again, Aeon again, Aeon again, and then you can run either Master here, you can run the Eternal Amulet, or you can run the Cerberus Myth Amulet, which gives 9 resist, super solid amulet if you do have it, Aeon again, and then Pet. This is where, you know, I don't have the necessarily best one. You don't really need Breaker because you already get over, like, I think it's 55 Pierce, near 60. So you can just run triple ward to whatever schools you prefer. I'd probably run Storm, Balance, Fire, and then Socket and Ice Pen. That's just me. But this is probably the, you know, the best meta of Pet you're going to see is going to be usually for every school is just going to be straight triple ward, dealer, proof, and defy. So Pierce mount, of course, and then again for the deck, I am running the 150 deck for the extra fuel. If you want to run the 160 deck, you can do that. You can also run the void, the nullity cards for the aura. You know, you have a lot of good options on decks as well as every other school does. So that is it for the spirit and the balance. So now I'm going to get into the elemental schools. So this is going to be the best fire setup. I'm going to have to recommend one piece because I do not have it, but I'm going to get straight into it. The Aeon Helm with a shield pen. You will be able to use an extra resist here. Aeon Robe, of course. Now, I'm using Eternal Boots because I'm going to be trap stacking, and I don't have the Void Boots. So if you have the Void Boots, run those. If you do not, I'm running the Eternal Boots just because my damage is already so high. My Pierce is already going to be so high. And as you can see, I do not have any of my sockets. So you'll have an even 50 Pierce with Eternal Boots, which is plenty, especially if you're trap stacking. So that's what I'm going to be running. You have 98 Power Pips, 77% P-serve, 188 Arc Mastery, of course, and you do get, again, 2 free triangle sockets. So you'll be able to run 2 bubbles, or if you'd like, you can run, you know, Aeon Boots again. And I believe you do not get, you do not get the 2 free triangle sockets. So that is what I would run if you do not want to run Aeon. You get, of course, correct stats again, 178 damage. You'll have upwards to, I believe, 56 Pierce once you get all your Pierce jewels. So again, fire is insane with the damage now. Your stats got changed with the recent update, so you actually can hit now. You have really good, really solid Pierce. So yeah, all around, you'd have 58 Pierce if you have Pierce mount. So yeah, that is the total stats for fire, as you can see. So now I'm going to get into ice. Ice, again, has a few more options because, you know, Ice has such a buffer on stats across all of your gear. So for Ice, I'm going to be running Aeon Helm with a shield pin, Aeon Cape. Now for boots, I'm running the Aeon Boots for the pierce and the damage. If you have the Void Boots, you can run those, of course, because, you know, the overall stats on Void gear is insane. Aeon Sword, Crystalline Aeon Athame. As you can see, I do have an accuracy socketed. I have a Cerberus Amulet, Aeon Ring, and then the Pet I'm double warded. Now again, you can drop Breaker because on this setup I'm running right now, I get 43 Pierce, I believe, and so I do have Pierce mount, so you'd get 40 Pierce while being triple warded, and you have basic immunity to, you know, 3 schools plus a shield pen. So if I had that, I'd probably run Fire Ward, you know, 82, 82, 82, 77. Insane stats, 43 Pierce, 700 block, pretty decent crit. You'll have 99 pips, 81% P-serve, crazy stats all around. Again, I'm running this deck. I have a triangle socket Balefrost. That is what I'm personally running. If you want to run Sniper and run 2 Balefrosts, you can on the Pet. Or if you have Void Boots, you also just go ahead and get 2 free sockets because the boots do give accuracy. So yeah, I'm running for this. Again, you can run the 150 void deck and get the fuel if you do have it. There's really no loss in stats at this point because they upgraded the 150 gear, or you can run the nullity cards for the aura. So for Storm, I do not have the best Storm gear, and because I simply do not play the school, I don't enjoy it in PvP, but I'm going to go ahead and cover the best gear for you really quickly. So for Storm, you're probably going to want to run the Aeon Helm, again, the Aeon Robe. If you have them, the Void Boots. If you do not have them, but you are diehard on playing Storm, you can run the Aeon Boots. You lose too many stats going to Eternal. You lose 8 damage and 7 Pierce. It's just not good. Enough for 3 resist. It's just not worth it for Storm. So if you do not have Void, you're probably going to want to run Eternal. Aeonathame. Sorry, not Eternal. You'd run Aeon. So, Aeonathame, Aeon Wand. You can run the Eternal Emblem, or you can run Myth Mastery. It's pretty standard for Storm. Aeonathame, of course, again for Storm, you will be able to run Dealer, Proof, Defy, Triple Ward. Of course, I don't have the pet because I don't play PvP on Storm. Pierce Mount, of course, and then you can run, you can run the Void deck, you can run the Lively deck at any level at this point, and then you can run, the Eternal deck for the extra flat res. But I believe you do get another bubble socket or a free triangle socket on Storm. So that is the best setup for every single school at max level PvP. If you guys want to see, any individual breakdowns on deck building or something like that, let me know and I will make that video for you in the future. Without anything else, that is the end of this video. I appreciate everyone who drops a sub and joins my Discord, because that is where I can talk to you guys directly on future video ideas, or if you need any individual help on PvP. So I encourage you to drop a sub and join the Discord. But I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one.